Good evening. Yet another Toastmaster session. I hope today will be today's session will be as fun-filled and as interesting like last time. So today is not a very special day like last time. Still, this day bears enough significance. Do any one of you know February 21st? Well, even I didn't know. 2 or 3 hours back, I came to know that today is International Mother Language Day. All over the world, it is celebrated like that. So, International Mother Language Day means, So, I somehow connected in the main purpose of Toastmaster session to improve English, which I think is the International Mother Language. Moving on, I would like to introduce you today's evaluators. The general evaluator for today is Devapriya Datta, Toastmaster Devapriya. Can you please take us through what is your roles and all? Just briefly, can you say?
Yeah. This is just for the general evaluator, no? Yeah. So the general evaluator is mainly he would look throughout the session just to make sure that everything is going according to the session plan of Toastmasters, starting from all the formalities like handshaking, each of the prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, they are all following the correct pattern, etc. And each of the evaluators, they are also doing their role correctly. That's the overall role of the general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devapriya. Moving on, the speech evaluators. Speech evaluator for the day is for prepared speeches, Toastmaster Gaurav. Yeah, Gaurav, can you please just briefly explain your role?
Yeah. Speech evaluator, as all of you know, that I would be evaluating the prepared speeches. Though all of you have this form, I think, but still, I would be giving the overall feedback in front of you, front of all of you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Next, the R-counter for today is Toastmaster Parivi. Is here. And the timer for today is Toastmaster Ritika. So, Ritika, can you please explain your role in brief?
I'll be looking the time. The prepared speech will be having for 5 minutes, and for the unprepared speech will be having 2 minutes. Please try to stick to the time. Obviously, you can exceed, but it's better to be.
Thank you. So, precise and to the point. I think the our counter is not here, but then we hope she will be here anytime. Without much ado, I think
Bhavna can take the special speech evaluation for impromptu. It's okay. Speech evaluation, impromptu speech.
so.
And the grammarian. Okay. So there was also going to be the grammarian.
Speech evaluator for impromptu speeches. Bhavna, Toastmaster Bhavna will be taking up the role of speech evaluator for impromptu speeches. So I think it's time we invite the prepared speakers for today. First to come on stage will be Toastmaster Murli.
I want to come the last one.
No, come on.
I'm not prepared.
Better come.
Good evening, everybody. I am Murli Mother. Actually, I didn't prepare because I forgot to prepare for this. Now, just before coming here, I think you were
Yeah.
So I thought about preparing this. And what I prepared is that I started thinking about Swami Vivekananda. He was a personality not orthodox at all. He went to the Western people and he explained Indian philosophy very well. In Chicago, he said that if we try to say that soul is immortal, so and so, we couldn't explain it satisfactorily. But he explained and he said many things about concentration of mind. If we want to know that either I am concentrated or not, so the first thing is that I will never think about time, that how much time is passed or not. And I will not feel dull, I will not feel overactive. So that is the sign of concentration of mind.
Moving on, I think the next two come up here for the prepared speeches, Toastmasters here.
Good evening everyone. Am I audible? I'm here to give my icebreaker speech. My topic is, who is Shreya Maheshwari? I'll try and define her to you and try and understand her myself. That she's an ordinary girl from Indore who lives in a joint family. She loves her family like everyone does. Born and brought up in Indore, she knows nothing about the city. Her home is her comfort zone, her limit. She was an above average student in school, luck favored her and she got into IIM. And here she is before you, trying to make a speech and pass her biology course. She fights with her brother, troubles her mother, scolds her granny, teaches her cousins, shops with her dad, irritates everyone in the house. She claims reading as her hobby, but she stopped doing that. This place gives no time. She's still searching for her passion in life and hopes to find it soon. She still loves to buy Barbies and teddies when she refuses to grow up. She still reads Harry Potter with as much interest as if it was her first time. She's very lazy and she does nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing. She enjoys playing anything, but she knows no particular sport. She's dependent a lot on her family. She believes in honesty and she treasures this quality of hers the most. Anger is a permanent trait and she does not wish to change it, though she'd obviously like to control it. Meeting new people, traveling in groups, singing and studying are her dislikes. She loves watching Friends and Phoebe is her favorite character and she hated it when the series ended. She occasionally watches Disney movies and yes, she's a fan of MI series. Yes, she cries on every tiny silly thing that affects her and she wants to change that about herself. She likes to get her way in situations, she's spoiled and yes, she's a big attention seeker. The most important people in her life are her parents and despite constant nagging, they love her and she loves them the most. She's here trying to make a speech and describe herself to you. I hope you all know her because she still isn't here with you.
Well, I think most of us here knew about Shreya Maheshwari pretty well now. Who is Shreya Maheshwari? Anyway, moving on, the third speaker to come on stage will be Toastmaster Basundhara.
Basundhara, this is your second speech.
Yeah. Good evening everyone. I will be talking on topic walking towards our goal. Walking towards our goal. We always wonder how we have won some prize, how we have got something, and how we have learned something which we didn't know before. How we have cracked some exam or something, or how we have got 90% in 12. That is just a matter of determination and your efforts, all efforts what you have put for your goal. First you set your goal and then you take your step. That is only helpful for you in life. I will tell you one story. There was one little girl. Her mother always tried to teach her or train her to fly, but she never succeeded. One day she got fed up and she took her to a mountain, and from there she pushed her. This was just a matter of survival.
just a matter of survival. Little birds are struggling between death and life. If she is not going to fly, she is going to die. That's how she starts flying. It was just a matter of determination and all effort. And that time she don't need any training or anything, and she starts flying. And that's happening in everyone's life. We also do things same like that one. Whenever we have to do something, we always try to get some easy way, some shortcut, and some people will come and teach us and train us. Then we can succeed. But that is not there. First you set your goal and walk towards that. You take your initiative and take your step. That is only going to help your determination, your effort. When we were in school, you remember, teacher used to give a defined syllabus, course material, and we have to read and we'll go and give exam. But we feel that is we are doing so rigorous work. And after coming out of the school, you see in college you get topics, you get case study, you have to do. You have to search and you have to take your strategy how to crack your exam, because you know if you don't do, then you're not going to pass or you're not going to proceed in your life. That's how we take initiative for our steps, our procedure and all these things. That is only helpful. Maybe in this way of towards your goal, you face so many problems, failure, but you have to take as a challenge to that problem. Many times you see when if the little inborn child start walking, and when she was child, she has to get something. She don't know, nobody is calling before him. She has never seen anybody calling before him, but still he called because he put all his effort to get that thing, that object. That is only, and when he start walking, he just tried to walk. He fell down 10 times, he fell down many times, but his mother never tells, look child, you have fallen down 10 times, now you don't walk. Yeah, you got 10 times failure, 20 times failure, you don't walk. That is not going to help. What is helpful? You take trial, because trial is only where you get your experience. If you try, there is only two possibilities. Either you succeed or you get experience, what world call as a failure. But that is experience only. Because failure is the stone for your stepping stone for your success. They take your stone and walk towards your goal. Whenever we think about something, taking some step, we think we are going to face some failure or something is going to happen if we don't succeed. Don't think so much. Just try to do your thing, what you want to do. That is dedicated to IPM also. We have set our goal. We have come in different ways, which has not taken by anyone. So many people call it risky. This is risky way to going in IPM. But you see, where there is a risk, there is return. Just a matter of your determination, your effort, you will get your goal. You have set your goal, you be positive, you will get your goal. What you have said. Just you need your efforts, how much you can. So think positive, be positively yourself.
Prasanna, I completely agree when you said that when you read the spirals and the books, you restrict yourself. So, do not read.
Ashik, put my name as well. Put my name.
This level.
It's okay.
Sasank will be giving his fifth level Toastmasters prepared speech today. So he has, on the spot, he has decided that he will give the prepared speech. So I mean, that's the courage, I think. So we were giving a big round of applause for that.
Before you start, I'll just the fifth project. It is something to do with your body language, how you make eye contact with people, your stance, your facial expressions, and your gestures. They should come naturally, but they should also be somehow, they should be conscious in the sense that you should know what you're saying or what you're doing. I mean, when your hand moves out, then you should know exactly what you're trying to do or trying to show with that. Or when you're moving, or when your facial expressions are changing, then that should depict exactly what you want it to depict, and not, it should not just come naturally. I mean, it should come naturally, but not unconsciously. So, and it should be very smooth. The transition should be smooth, and I think that's more or less the fifth project. I mean, that's the upgradation from the fourth project in this time.
This is project 5, so I'll be having 7 minutes time, right? So I will take that. 6 minutes, first 6 minutes, 7 minutes. It takes 3 seconds or a glance for a person to evaluate you when he meets you for the first time. You or she meets you for the first time. And you have 5 seconds, exactly 5 seconds to make a perfect impression, like a long-term impression in his mind, if you want to impress the guy who you met for the first time. So today, Toastmasters, I am going to talk about first impression. Now many of you might be thinking that I have read so many books about this topic, I have attended seminars about this topic. But what I am going to do is combine all these things in 5 points. Simple 5 points. What are those 5 points? They are something to do with your senses. They are seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. So let's get started with it. Seeing, it's a visualize. It's something to do with visualization. What people do is when they meet you for the first time, they visualize you. They don't look for your personality or something like that. But what I want to say is they look for your the way of standing, the approach you give them. For example, some people have the habit of standing like this. If you meet a stranger, you stand like this, and you have some serious face. So that gives an impression that you're not ready to have a good conversation with that person. So what I suggest is you should have a particular way of meeting people. For example, take into consideration Kareena Kapoor from Jab We Met. She has like a bubbly attitude. She meets someone, stranger, asks, how do I look today? Like that kind of approach you have to have. Or at least a formal approach. Our very own friend Chandan is not here. He has a very good formal approach to have a conversation with someone he meets for the first time. The other person will definitely get impressed by him whenever he meets Chandan. Moving forward, second point is hearing. Now, hearing is not visualization. I mean, you cannot visualize hearing kind of topic. So, you may be talking on the phone, or you may be having a conversation over the Skype. So, what you have to do is, you have to take into consideration the type of tone you use when you speak for the first time. For example, some people have the habit to directly call someone and ask, who am I speaking to? Can I talk to XYZ? Rather than doing that, you can, talk in the sense, there is a formal language. You can say, I'm Shashank, I'm calling regarding this particular topic. May I talk to someone XYZ? So that gives an impression that this guy is having some respect for the guy he is talking to. So these are small things. We know already some of these things. But what we do is we tend to forget when we actually do all these things. And one more thing is, some people won't be visualizing things. For example, some people are like in a hurry or something. When you meet them for the first time, they will obviously look for your tone. For example, Aditya. When I met Aditya for the first time, he had a very friendly tone. He talked to me, he made me comfortable. I was very comfortable with him. That kind of tone is explanatory, that you can comfort people when you talk to them for the first time. That gives the first impression. The next point is smelling. Now, this point can be avoided basically with just one point. You have to bathe every day. In this context, I am in the context, it's very impossible, I know. But still, you have deodorant for that only, right? I mean, some people think that even if I don't bathe, I don't smell, I don't stink. But when you're going for the first time to meet someone, he or she won't be telling you that you stink. He will just take into consideration that this guy was stinking when I met him for the first time. So that is a negative point for you. But how can you improve that? Again, bathe every day. It's not possible, I know, but still, you can try to improve on that. Fourth point is touching. Now, many of you might be visualizing something else. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about shaking hands. So, what happens is we all know how to shake hands, but some of the minute details are there that we missed out. When we shake hands for the first time, the hand has to be like in 90 degrees with your thumb, and you have to shake hand just twice. Shake it twice. Some people just go on and on like this, and some people think that shaking hand is the point where you should show your strength. They squeeze the person's hand so hard that the person will never even shake hands with him any other time. So that is it, the touching point. The last point is tasting. Now tasting doesn't deal with the kind of food you eat or the kind of, not the one I'm exactly at the thing which comes in my mind is when the tasting doesn't deal with that you taste the person, you eat the person, or you let him eat you. It deals with something like the kind of things you have. For example, if you are going on a date with a girl, you won't be taking her to the pie shop. I mean, that kind of taste I'm talking about. You have to have some taste. Taste in things. If you go on work in some other companies, you realize that your taste matters. Some people think that Lord of the Rings is good when it comes to reading. Some people think Harry Potter is good. So that is the taste. That defines you. And you have to work on that as well. You have to take into consideration that when you meet someone for the first time, these are the small details which make a lot of difference. What else? Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
One query, do let me know how to stop people from shaking my hands, because I make such a wonderful first impression that people just don't let me go. Now it will be time for table topic masters. Vaibhav is really pumped up for today's table topics. Hello?
Yeah.
So we can expect it really
tough topics, and you will love up.
Interesting topics from Toastmaster.
Thank you. Hey, what's the word of the day, by the way?
Question is, do not follow the sequence.
And who is the grammarian?
No grammarian.
They was the
There was a grammarian.
Impression?
Procrastination.
What is your
Procrastination.
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 What drives
Utopia.
You were suggesting something. You were suggesting, yeah, I was suggesting procrastination.
Thought you were saying something else.
I think it means kind of surreal, that is not seen reality. So who is the first one to go? And guys, by the way, since we don't have, how many speakers we have for impromptu? 1. Can you raise your hands? 2, 3. Alright, anyone else? Alright, so what we'll do is that since we had I thought that prepared speeches and impromptu ke liye we could have taken some feedback on this one, but okay. So guys, just for prepared speeches, you are supposed to fill in your feedbacks, not for the impromptu speeches. Alright, and you can tick and vote for just one person. Okay. So the first impromptu speech is Akshi Chok. Isn't there? Ankit? The topic is a world without mobile phones. Okay. Without mobile phones.
Now, this topic might be something that is something we cannot easily connect to. We have been living with mobile phones, at least I can say this for IPM students confidently, since you are very young as compared to me. So you guys may not be able to imagine a world without mobile phones. But I can say that till I was 18, I didn't possess a mobile phone. So this is a topic that I can pretty easily connect to. These days, my mobile has a tendency to buzz off at any time. I would like to say that people have forgotten the sense of time. They can call you up any time. Messaging does not seem to be that intruding. So for me, a world without mobile phone would be like a utopia. Personally, I don't like to stay connected with everyone for every time. When I sleep, I switch off my mobile before sleeping so that I cannot be disturbed in my sleep. So in such kind of world, there could be some positives, and then again there could be some kind of negatives. The positives would be that if you once you take up a job, you will find that mobile could be a great intruder in your life. You could be called up anytime. Your boss will say that this has not been completed. You need to submit this report at this time. So if you don't possess a mobile, you will find that you will have a lot of time on your hands to. You will have a lot of time in your hands to do the things that you really want to. On the negative side, I guess we have entered into a world which is hyper-connected. In this kind of world, you get an anxiety if your mobile does not ring very frequently. Or the second thing would be that you try to call someone up and he doesn't pick up the phone for fourth or fifth time in a row. So this kind of hyperconnectivity, it also lets you be in touch with people you really care about. So giving up such kind of world would be a difficult task. Thank you.
So we would like to call upon Ajay. Ajay, your topic is Mission Impossible, and you are free to leave ideas on. Since today we are not short on time, I would request other people who are interested in unprepared speeches, just nominate yourself. You can have it on the call.
Good evening, friends. My today's topic is Mission Impossible. I want to say that when I was in 12th, till then my my goal was to become a cricketer. But actually what happened, when I was in 11th, I was playing cricket in a field and suddenly ball struck into my eyes. After that, I have to go get to my operation, and after that, I never played cricket. So till 11th, that was our dream that I want to become a cricketer. I was the all-rounder. I was a good bowler, fast bowler. I was good batsman. I used to play daily, even in my exam time, during my board exams or during my 11th half yearly or final exams. I used to play cricket daily, and that was my aim. But suddenly, after that incident, my whole life changed. Then I don't think that is possible now because I did never play cricket after that. And after that, even my life changed. I never used to study that much. That after the operation, I have to I think what to do because I don't have any interest in anything else. So I start studying. So that's why I am studying here right now. Thank you.
Next, we will call upon Kulpreet. थोड़ा सा लंबा टॉपिक है, राइट इट डाउन. So this is what happens. You are alone in a friend's room, friend's computer is accessible to you. You go to browser options, show passwords, and his password is मैं हूँ गोबर Alright. So what do you do next? 5 things you can do next. I mean, this is the topic. Your topic stops here. The time is yours.
If I see his friend's computer and I see that his password is Mehmoon2013, the first reaction would be, what the hell man, what were you thinking when you were choosing a password? Now, the first thing that I would do would be to upload it on Facebook, right? This screen capture it and say, make it available to the whole world, his and my friends, and say, and have my comment on it. The second thing that I'd probably do would be, the last resort would be to change the password and just I just make it.
Gmail
I'll make it also see ways. Yeah, sure. So I'll mail it to the whole batch, as I am Indore is fond of sending mails. That's not what I was used to, and then I'd have a internet meme on it, and I also do the same thing, upload it on Facebook, which says
This is what your handwriting does to people. This is what your handwriting does to people.
Alright, anybody else? Next book, you. What's your name?
Could you repeat the topic?
Topic is teaching pigs to sing. Pigs to sing. Now it's up to your interpretation, how you interpret it. Topic is teaching pigs to sing.
I seriously feel that teaching pigs to sing is something like teaching people like me to sing when there is no nothing and they just want to do anything. I really feel that singing is not what they can do, so just a little bit of music can be done with them. Hitting them somewhere and they make some noise and something is made out of it. They can just be used as props and instruments to the music.
They don't sing properly, you can always leave them.
So, anybody else? Sure. So your topic is a phrase from the movie Three Idiots. तुम कहाँ रह गई मैं कहाँ पहुँच गई. Your topic, तुम कहाँ रह गई मैं कहाँ पहुँच गई. The famous phrase from Chatur.
Yeah. So I have to interpret it.
Whatever you feel like, that's yours.
Good evening, everyone. My topic is the famous phrase from the Three Idiots movie. तुम कहाँ रहेंगी मैं कहाँ पहुँच गई. First of all, I would like to say that this phrase is, I would not use it for anyone in my whole life because it is kind of deteriorating phrase, and I found it really funny in the movie because the situation in which Chatur found himself, like he wasn't aware of the fact that Amir Rancho, he had become tons more successful than him, tons of time more successful than him, and instead, even being unaware of the fact, when you use such a phrase for your friends, "Tum kahan reh gayi, main kahan pahunch gayi," like you just don't know that you are actually limiting the capabilities of your friend. You are underestimating your friend, and the thing is that shouldn't be done. And the dialogue was really funny in the movie, and the whole thing about this dialogue was that in the end when he actually found out what was the reality and who was Phuntsuk Wangru, so that time such dialogue must have come again across in his mind, and it must have stuck that time because he had said that. And this line is again, I think I would never use it for anyone.
Next, anybody? We have time for one more, and please utilize this opportunity to come on the dais and speak.
I think newcomers.
Yeah, who hasn't spoken till now? You want to? So you have a 5-minute speech ready? Okay. Alright, okay. It's okay. Yeah, so your impromptu is my journey to IIM. That's your topic. What's your name? Dhananjay. Right. Topic is my journey to IIM. you have 30 seconds to think. Please utilize the 30 seconds. Don't start right now. Start at after 30 seconds. 40 seconds. And 2 minutes to speak.
Good evening to all. My name is Dhananjay Kashyap, and first of all I would like to take the opportunity of apologizing to all of you for not being able to attend the previous sessions. I'm extremely sorry. It was a combination of a lot of things that took place, and I regret having not attended after attending one complete session. My journey to IIM was quite interesting. I'm new to the group, so I think anyway somebody keeping account of the number of hours I make or the grammatical errors I make, but nevertheless I'm going to give it my best shot. As I said, my journey to IIM was pretty interesting. I was always a bright student. I won't say a fairly bright student. I was a bright student, and there were certain family circumstances. I was running for bigger examinations. I am a PCMB student, and I had an aspiration back in 10th standard to crack JEE and AIIMS all at the same time. It's a very stupid thing, but I had aspirations, and there were certain times, circumstances when I was in +1 and +2 that really did not assist my dream. Although I did make it to NIT Raipur, where I spent a month before I came here. I was pursuing BTech in metallurgy. I gave my best shot to all the entrance exams that I gave. The results that I obtained from these exams were not things which I had expected out of life, but nevertheless I wasn't truly disappointed because the kind of time input that I was able to give, or the kind of things that I was able to do with the limited amount of time, I tried to do my best, and I am glad that I have this platform, and I look forward to make the best of it with whatever potential I have. Thank you.
Thanks Dhananjay, that was pretty inspiring and painful 2 years of preparation, not getting through, coming in. Right, so I think we are done with this round, and I would like to call upon the Toastmaster of the day, handing it over to him. Start the evaluation.
Forms.
The communication is not what it takes to stand up and speak, but also about what it takes to sit down and listen. So that is precisely what our evaluators are doing till now. So we are moving on to the important stage of evaluations. First to come up to the stage to give the evaluation report will be the R counter, Paridi.
I've been taking the wrong.
I'm sorry for this. R counter was sorry.
I use prepared speakers. Today took 5 hours. Shira Mawadata. Consider took 3 hours. And Ram took 2 hours. And then the impromptu speakers, Ankit took 1 hour. Ajay took 4 hours. Upi took 3 hours and a couple of pauses. And Ritika took 2 hours. That's what 3 and Dhananjay.
Next to give the report on grammatical mistake will be Toastmaster Devabri.
So we do the less number of prepared speeches today, and very well spoken impromptu speeches. Grammatical mistakes, I would say they're almost non-existent. So just one few things is, I think there are few grammatical mistakes. They don't actually fall under grammatical mistakes because right after the person said them, I could see from their expressions that they were simply slip of the tongue. It's not due to not knowing, it's just the way sometimes it happens. So that's fine, that's okay. Impromptu speeches were, the way I saw it, it was perfect, no grammatical mistakes, very well done. Thank you.
will be the timer. Toastmaster will be.
At Murli, you talked about Swami Vivekananda, but other than prepared speeches, it happens to be a impromptu speech for you, as you told that you were not prepared. But yeah, it was a kind of courageous effort to come over here and speak on the topic. So that was good that you came here at least and spoke a few lines about Swami Vivekananda. And what I would suggest is, yeah, you should prepare definitely. And second to come was Shreya. Shreya. It was icebreaker speech for you. Yeah, but it never looked a icebreaker speech for you. You were really confident, and you used third person to describe yourself. That was really good. And your command on the language is really good. And what I would say to suggest to improve, things to improve would be that when you were giving speech, you were just looking at the one, just in one direction. We should have looked at the other direction also, like where all the audience is. Otherwise, it was really good speech. Third to come was Vasundhara. Vasundhara, you talked about walking toward goals. Regarding your speech, you used relevant examples to support your content. That was really good. You were really enthusiastic about the topic, and enthusiasm was good. The points to improve would be you should try to improve your pronunciation a little bit, and you could also have moved around the stage so that you could better connect to the audience. And that was it about you. And soon to come was Shashank. That was really a courageous effort to took a decision to take a 7-minute speech on the spot. So it was your fifth speech talking about first impression. Your speech was really good. I could not find any suggestions for you to improve. You used body language impressively. You were quite expressive, and everything was good in your speech. So that's about the prepared speeches.
Thank you, Gaurav, for the complete evaluation of all these prepared speeches. I would request all the members present over here to fill that form so that we can choose who was the best prepared speaker for today. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster.
Yeah, I'm the table topic master.
Vaibhav is the true all-rounder over here, so Vaibhav will evaluate in front of this speeches.
Alright guys, starting with Ankit. Actually, she's not there, right?
You can remove her.
Right, Ankit. Hi. First thing is that whenever you come on the stage is actually graced by your presence because of three things. Calmness is a part of his personality. The guy speaks straight from his heart, and the guy speaks really what something he believes in. So the whole personality shows when you come on the stage. You're a calm, composed person. You know what you have to say. You have everything in mind. There's nothing like a clutter in your mind. So that is what I like best about your speech. Very thoughtful, and both sides of the equation that you showed. Mobile phone. Next, we'll move on with Nikita. Or maybe Kulpreet. Hi Kulpreet. Kulpreet, I think that speech was good. You are confident, that is for sure. The fact is that you become a bit casual. You can improve in your next speech. What I am saying is, just a bit casual and lackadaisical approach that you have. You can perhaps change it. And the best part is that we have video recordings. So for both prepared and impromptu speeches, I would urge each and every one of you to, just go on YouTube and see how you are speaking, because that is how you judge yourself. मैं ठीक कर रहा हूँ कि नहीं, मैं सही खड़ा हूँ कि नहीं, right? This goes out for everyone. You can just leverage this point that we have video recordings. Nikita, I think the speech would have been a bit longer. I think you stopped abruptly, but it's okay. I mean, in impromptu it happens sometimes that you really don't know what to speak, and thinking on the feet is really challenging at times. So I think with more impromptu as well as prepared speeches, guys, I would urge all of you to go for prepared speeches. That is the way you inculcate the habit of public speaking. Not by impromptu per se, but also go for prepared. So I think that will come with time. There is nothing to worry about. That's it. मैं क्या रह गई, तुम कहाँ पहुँच गई? Really nice. Give him a hand, guys. Because I think he understood the topic pretty correctly. He pinpointed the issues that, तुम कहाँ रह गई, मैं कहाँ पहुँच गई, say what I had intended for him to analyze. He pinpointed that pretty quickly. And I think he understood the topic pretty well. The fact for all the impromptu speeches that I found was like it's supposed to be more humorous, more fun element. That was a bit absent in all speeches. So I would say that it was not 1% or 2%, but as general I could make that out. Dhananjay? Yeah. Then again, it was something like you did not decide that you go for impromptu. So the next thing is go for your level 1. The same topic what you spoke today, you can carry it on in prepared speeches. And when I said what did I mean by the topic, first you have to understand what the speaker means. I meant something like my journey to IIM, it will start from the day you were born. Hospital se start karna, basically. But what you focused, it was like on 2 years that is pretty gruesome and pretty cruel on a student. Those 2 years, उसपे आप focus ज़्यादा करें. I think it's okay. With the next speech and next prepared speech, particularly, will definitely improve. So that's it, guys. Impromptu. Yeah, your is left, right? Ajay. Ajay, then again, I think you have completed 2 levels or 3 levels prepared speeches. The only suggestion I got is that you have to give more prepared speech. That is the only way that we can, as a cumulative Toastmasters club, we can improve our speaking abilities. So I think prepared speeches is a must, guys. So those who have not given prepared speeches, next time I want to see them on the dais, I would be ready, clapping, cheering them up. Please do that. Alright? That's it from my side. Thank you.
If there are no special announcements, then we can.
I think we can wrap it up.
So we'll wrap it up with voting and everything. We'll wrap it up.
So I would like to look at those.
Yeah.
Have we counted the votes?
Yeah.
Any guesses who might have got the most votes?
Sasan.
Okay. Any other guesses? Shreya.
So yeah, pretty close competition, but Sasank was chosen as the best. 6-3. Sasank got 6 votes. Shreya got 3 votes. Vasundhara got 3 votes. I don't know. I mean, why so lesser number of people? There are obviously more than 12 people present over here.
ऐसा तो इंडियन इलेक्शन में भी नहीं होता है. All the voters on miraculously. Is that figure correct?
Yeah, I mean, this is what you have here.
Alright then. Yeah, many people might not have voted. That's their choice. It's not compulsory.
I think today we have started, though 5 minutes late, but we are closing almost on time. So I think we should carry on this habit of starting on time and ending on time, so that we value our times.
And we get better feedback, of course.
So I think we'll stop here. we'll see you next week this time again.
And
till
hopefully
then-
with more participation in the prepared speeches. I mean, last time we had, that's why we were thinking of having another session, because there were nominations overflowing, and this time it's like drought.
Because I think most of you filled that form that we gave you. Year end mein main itna karungi. So we have all those promises. Now let's see how far you can stretch yourself to fulfill those goals. And I think you'll be receiving mails from VP Ed as well to push you forward for this. Because this is how we want to go about it. We want more prepared speeches so that we can complete at least 3-4 participants complete CC, that is complete and communicated. Alright? Thank you guys.
Everyone who gave a speech can talk to you.
There was